Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews. We have some news, but before we get into that, I just want to remind you guys to make sure that if you are interested in this type of content, that you hit that subscribe button, as well as the bell next to it to be notified of any videos I post here on the channel, and make sure you also give this video a thumbs up, because every time you do that, it helps the channel out greatly. So anyway, on with the news. The very first thing I want to tell you guys about is actually the start date for the Beasts of the Mesozoic Tyrannosaur series Kickstarter. This much anticipated Kickstarter will begin on September 22nd, so make sure you mark your calendars, as that will be the big day that the Kickstarter begins for the Tyrannosaur series, and there is a lot of figures that will be included in this Kickstarter, including a 27-inch T-Rex that will be offered on the very first day of this Kickstarter. So make sure you mark that again on your calendars and get ready to order yourself a bunch of Tyrannosaurs. The next thing I have is from Passion Charger, and it is a look at the fully finished and fully painted Acrocanthosaurus versus Tenontosaurus diorama that he has just recently created, and you can see with paintwork on it, this looks unbelievable like everything from Passion Charger. I specifically love the paintwork on that Acrocanthosaurus. That is a really cool, really flashy looking paint scheme. Of course, if you purchase this, it would come as a kit, and the paint scheme would be up to you to decide how exactly you would like to paint it, which leaves an endless amount of possibilities as far as how you can make this diorama appear. But you also have the option now, there was previously 1/35th scale with this model, you now also have the option as far as picking up a 1/20th scale version. And just to give you an idea of the size, look at the insane size on this Acrocanthosaurus. That is just massive. Absolutely huge. So if you are interested in either the 1/35th scale or 1/20th scale versions of this, make sure you head to the link in the description, as I will have a link there to contact Passion Charger on Facebook, or you can contact me to contact them for you, or you can also order these on Dan's Dinosaurs. So plenty of options to get yourself some of these unbelievable Passion Charger models. And then the next thing we have is actually from Edel Collectibles. We haven't heard from them for quite some time. I believe they were dealing with a lot of issues over the past year, dealing with COVID and all of that, but they are officially back on Instagram and posting new videos, and the newest one that they have shown off is an incredibly nice fully painted version of their Spinosaurus, and I must say it is just gorgeous. Probably the best Jurassic Park style articulated Spinosaurus that we'll ever see, and I think the paint job as well is equally as impressive as the model itself. And looking at the model, there are just unbelievable amounts of articulation on this Spinosaurus, and you can see some of the different poses it can pull off just by the images here provided by Edel Collectibles. I'm not entirely sure, however, if this is something that they are going to try to mass produce, or if it's only a Patreon exclusive. I really have no idea, but what I do know is that it looks incredibly nice. And then as far as Nanmu goes, we have a look at one of the variants of the Brachiosaurus, as we will have a rearing up pose on one of them, and then I believe a standing pose for the other, which I'm not entirely sure if one is some kind of limited edition or anything, or if they're both going to be just complete runs of the figure. I really don't know that for sure quite yet, but what I can tell you is that the rearing up version looks super nice. I really love the overall pose for it. Is very Jurassic Park-ish, of course, and the sculpt is fantastic. I am just counting the days at this point until we can get a really nice, fully painted image of the prototype. This is going to be, in my opinion, the best Jurassic Park Brachiosaurus that we've seen yet. And then as far as Musee, we have a look at two new models coming from them, one of which is an absolutely gorgeous Maiasaura. That is a species that really gets overlooked quite often, and I must say that I love the overall paint scheme on this. The sculpt is fantastic, as well as the addition of having a Maiasaura near a nest, which is something you often see portrayed with Maiasaura, but the paint job of this is really cool. I love that Musee always provides like really cool kind of flashy paint schemes with their models, but yet at the same time they continuously look incredibly natural. So that's a really nice looking model. And the other one that they are releasing is actually a Tyrannosaur trying to catch and take down a Quetzalcoatlus, which is one of the most interesting scenes that I think I've ever seen. It's crazy to see how large that Quetzalcoatlus is in comparison to the Tyrannosaur, but I will say that the overall scene that it is portraying and the paint jobs of both is extremely impressive and probably one of the coolest looking models that I think I've ever seen. I don't know anything price-wise on either of these models or any type of information as far as when they will go up for pre-order, but what I can tell you is that they're gorgeous, and when I do have that information, I will of course pass it along to you guys. And then as far as W Dragon goes, they have recently unveiled another new model coming from them, which is an Indominus Rex. That's something we have not seen from W Dragon quite yet, and I will say that this looks like it's probably the best Indominus Rex that I've seen yet from anyone. That is incredibly impressive. The sculpt is really beautifully done. The paint job as well is really beautifully done. And if you combine this with the Indoraptor that they are going to be releasing very soon, it seems as though W Dragon is making sure to cover all of the Jurassic World hybrids. It's probably only a matter of time before we would get a Scorpius Rex as well, but again, this is easily, in my opinion, the best looking Indominus that we have seen yet, and something that I definitely want to add to my collection. And then as far as Existence Commercial goes, they are releasing a brand new model. It has actually been quite a while since we had seen anything from them, but they are going to be releasing a Siamotyrannus, and that is crazy. That is a dinosaur that I have never seen get a figure or model or anything of ever. That is just incredibly groundbreaking if you ask me. That's not to say that there aren't some out there, but I personally have never seen them, and the sculpt on this is just incredibly beautiful. Existence Commercial always produces incredibly beautiful work. They had released a Indoraptor bust quite a ways back that was just one of the most impressive things that I think I've ever seen in my life, and this Siamotyrannus potentially might be just equally as impressive as that Indoraptor bust, or even better because it's a species that we really have seen get no love in the past. Another really nice model coming from them. If you are interested in purchasing this, make sure you head to the description, as I will have a link right there for you to contact them on Facebook, or as usual you can contact me if you do not have social media, and I will contact them for you. And then thanks to Dino Mike Mac on Instagram, he had informed me of a few new Mattel sets that are coming very soon, one of which appears to be another repack of quite a few figures that we see here. An Extreme Chomp and Tyrannosaurus Rex, a Darius, and a Velociraptor Blue will be coming in one complete set. I don't know much about the set other than this image that we have of it, but it appears as though all of the figures are straight up repacks. But there is also going to be another Acrocanthosaurus, which is one that we have not seen in quite some time, get a release with a new paint scheme, and I really like the paint scheme that I can see on this. Of course, it's not the best high quality image out there, so I will be intrigued to see more images of it when they do get released, but it does look to be a pretty fun release again as far as a new version of the Acrocanthosaurus goes. And then, thanks to Collect Jurassic, they have informed us of the fact that we will be getting some new basic figures. I personally am a huge fan of the basic figure line from Mattel, and I'm really excited about these two. As you can see, we are going to be getting a Parasaurolophus as well as a Scorpius Rex, and both of those are definitely figures that I really want to get and add into my collection, because again, I'm a big fan of the size and honestly the lack of articulation, because I feel like they more so resemble models as opposed to kind of action figures. So I really like that aspect of the basic figures, and these two I definitely intend on picking up. Hopefully they won't be too hard to acquire, similar to the Spinosaurus, but one way or another I definitely want to add these to my collection. So as of right now, guys, that's all the news I've got. When more comes out, I'll be sure to send it your way, but until then, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.